Rockstars, Erich Andres, YourGuitarSage here. Today we're going to have a blast. We're going to learn all about chord noodling. I'm going to be taking your questions live. We're going to be doing some giveaways. Yes, I'm playing this beautiful Strat today. We'll be giving this away, not today, on November the 11th. I'll let you know more about that. But let's dig into it. Chord noodling. And first off, for those that are on Facebook, great, I'm going to be taking your questions. For those that are on YouTube, I'm going to be taking your questions. Usually on these slightly smaller live broadcasts, I can do that now. Yay, I can pop back over to both. So, I won't be taking the questions quite yet, but I will be taking them, okay? So just hang in there with me. I've got my monitor all set up and ready to dig in with you. And there we go. Tiffany says she needs this Strat. You do, Tiffany. All right, so let's get into it. You save your questions if you would. I mean, you can post them right now, but I probably won't see them because I'm going to be focusing on getting stuff in my brain into the camera through YouTube, hit you in the forehead, get into your brain, out through your fingers so that you can play and you can do all sorts of cool things. That's what I'm going to focus on right now. Then I'm going to focus on your questions. Really quickly, if you would like to win something today, I'm going to be picking one lucky winner to receive a DVD of my Nashville number system. I did this for True Fire Guitar, great company, great lessons, and I'll be sending you that and my CD, and I'll be signing both of those. So some lucky winner will win that today if you share the video. That's what it's all about. So liking, commenting, of course, is cool, but share that video. Share, share, share. Whether it's, can you do that on YouTube? Sure you can. And you definitely can do that on Facebook. So after the broadcast, we'll be looking through and scrolling through and finding who shared it, and some lucky winner is gonna win that, okay? And what's cool is there's only a few people that do this, that take advantage of this, so chances are really high that you probably will win. Higher than if you were, say, playing the lottery, okay? Let's get into some chord noodling, and then we'll get into some questions, okay? Here we go, my friends. Chord noodling. Chord noodling is a concept that I didn't come up with. I think I came up with the name, because I think I came up with the name. I know I came up with the name. I've never seen it anywhere. So, but it's just this concept, and this concept of playing chords and melodies at the same time. I find that it's helpful to have a label sometimes to put on something, because until then, it's not a thing. You know what I mean? Like a diet, like a particular diet that has specific protocol, specific parameters. So I'm saying chord noodling is the playing of chords and the playing of melodies at the same time. Okay, so what I mean by this, if you go on YouTube and you type in chord noodling, you're probably only going to see me teaching this, because I don't know, people don't teach this. I don't know why. But I think it's a really fascinating concept, and I've used it a bunch over the years to create movement in my chord progressions, especially like for an introduction for a song or something like you just heard. You know, I could take that song or that chord progression right there and just play it. And even though it's a cool chord progression, right? It'd be much cooler if there was some movement in it, some melodic movement. So now why? Why is that better for your ear? Because there are some patterns in there, okay? As poets, as artists, as musicians, whatever, we're always trying to connect with another, okay? And the way that we connect with another is to have something familiar in some way or another. Whether you're pouring your heart out because you have a broken heart, are you the only person that's ever had a broken heart? Probably not. So when you sing about a broken heart, everybody's like, oh my God, that's my song. I know exactly what he's saying, because we've all had a broken heart, right? So we're connecting in those ways. And what's happening here with these melodies is that you're hearing melodies that aren't new. These are melodies, you know, based off of the major scale. They've been around for millennia, or at least a few hundred years, and it resonates with you. So also, we're playing melodies within the same key as the chords are. So if we're in the key of C major, we're playing melodies in the key of C major. You don't mix match keys, okay? Wouldn't sound good. So I'm going to show you that concept as well. So overall concept, we're playing a chord, and we've got some sort of little melody happening. So your ear is being caught and brought into this because I start off. So in your mind, you're hearing ba da da da. And then when I go to this next chord, it doesn't matter what the next chord is. Well, I mean, it does. It needs to be in the same key. But now when I move to this other chord, if I play that melody, you're hearing that melody. And here, I did a variation. And you're hearing that ba 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 ba, and that is a little string, if you will, tying all of them together, making it sound nice and cohesive, okay? And that's what we're always striving for in music. So when you see a musician not sounding right and your attention's going someplace else or what have you, that's because they're not using those threads, you know? And there's many different types of threads like that we can talk about in music. Today we're talking about chord noodling. So, really, when I'm doing this, I mean, you can do it in any key. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter the key. But with that being said, you know me, I like to hack things and make them easy. Is it cool to make things hard? I don't think so. Is that like some badge of honor to make something harder? No. So unless you're here for that, to make things harder, I make things easier because there's plenty of hard things on the guitar. So let's make things easy. So for me, when I'm thinking about chord noodling, I'm playing in the studio, if I'm playing live, and someone says, play in this key, I can do this, I can play in whatever key they say with two patterns and two patterns only. I can do this in the feel of G major or the feel of C major, okay? Now, what I'm going to be showing you today is not the full enchilada. This is a fairly thick subject. It's easy, but it's fairly thick in that there's some concepts to know, okay? We're going to talk about a lot of those concepts, and I'm going to be taking your questions. But I have a whole series for this in the Unstoppable Guitar System where I delve into every single little detail so that when you walk away, there's absolutely no questions. You might have some questions today because that series is a lot longer than what we'll be covering today. It would be impossible for me to get to it all, okay? So, and I'm seeing Christian saying something about sus2 and sus4 and those sorts of chords. And even though, yes, I am playing all different types of chords here, I don't even want you to think different kinds of chords here. I want you to think C chord and then a melody. Because you knowing the chords doesn't necessarily help us here, and we're really just trying to think of this melody, this thread that's going through all of these chords, okay? So, when I mentioned, if I'm doing this in the key of G and the key of C, let's think about this for just one moment. The key of C on the piano is all the white keys. No sharps, no flats. The black keys aren't touched for the key of C. There's one key that is very close to the key of C, and that's G major. G major is all the white keys except for the F. It's sharp. So one black key. All the other keys are starting to get more complicated. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sharps, those sorts of things. We don't want to do this for this concept. We want to keep it very, very simple. So if we think the key of C and the key of G, and then using our handy floating capo that's right in the air, right above my head, then what happens is I can take any key and move it up and down the fretboard with the capo. If that concept is over your head, you haven't watched my free course. And I can't talk about that concept right now because we got to focus. So YourGuitarSage.com/30. The link for that will be in the description of the video. Watch that free series because I talk about that understanding of this. I mean, I'll mention it. I'll talk about it a little bit here, but if it's over your head, we can't get into all that detail right now. So, but I will go over it real quickly. So if I'm in the key of C, it has C, A minor, F, and G, E minor, those sorts of things. But if someone said, Eric, play in the key of C sharp, the only thing I got to do is put the capo on and go up a half a fret. Now I'm playing in the key of C sharp, and so on and so forth. I just move the capo up, and that changes my key every time. Very handy, because now I can keep everything in the feel of G major and C major. What I mean by feel is this. This feels like I'm in the key of C because I'm in the key of C, right? If I take the capo and I put it to the first fret, we're not in the key of C anymore. You can audibly hear it's going up. Our bass player would be playing a C sharp. Our keyboard player would be playing a C sharp major. So, even though that is true, we're in a different key, the capo allows us guitar players to think, oh, we're just in the key of C. Easy enough. And everything's nice and easy. And we can just keep moving that capo up and grabbing those same chords. We do have to know that we have to make sure we're in the same key as the band, right? But other than that, all the chords match up. If that just blew your mind and you're like, wait, that's way too easy, then follow me, listen to me, because this is the stuff I'm trying to make very easy for you. And if you just bust through these basic concepts, it's gonna change your playing forever. It makes it so much easier to understand the neck. You still gotta practice, you still gotta get your fingers on the fretboard, but it's gonna help with your understanding of what's going on. It's gonna open it wide open for you, okay? Okay, so we just agreed, right, that the key of C and the key of G are only one note difference. The key of C is C, D, E, F, G, A, B. The key of G is G, A, B, C, D, F sharp, G. So the only thing that's different if you mash those two together is the F is natural, no sharp or flat in the key of C, and the F is sharped in the key of G major. Why is that profound? Because we can just do these feels of G and C, and we can play in any single key. We don't have to come up with 10 or 12, if you will, 12 different fingerings for all these melodies. Get it? If you don't, you got to watch that free series, YourGuitarSage.com/30. That'll get you on the right page to understanding this stuff, and then we can dig deeper, okay? All right. So, with that being said, the only notes that are different is the key is an F. It's sharp in the key of G, and it's natural in the key of C. It's sharp in the key of G. Now, usually when we're playing chords or when we're playing melodies, the notes are higher up, right? Usually on strings 1, 2, and 3. In fact, 90% of the time it's on strings 1 and 2. So we're really just going to focus on that concept, that we're just really playing the melodies on the top 3 strings, really the top 2, okay? So let's make it even, that's making it even easier, because now we only have to keep up with one F to alter it between the keys. And when you're in the key of G, the F will be sharp every time. When you're in the key of C, the F will be natural every time. So where's that F? It's right here. Okay, so the F is the first fret of the E string, okay? Change this tone a little bit. So here's an F, here's an F sharp. So if you're playing in the key of G, then this will be a note that you would noodle instead of the F. If you're in the key of C, then the F will be the note that you would play instead of the F sharp. All the other notes are the same. Oh, that's right. So this second string here, the melody I was playing, works in the key of C that I was just playing, but it would also work in the key of G. Watch this. Okay, we're in the key of G. I'm attenuating your ear to the key of G now. Now we're in the key of G. Watch this. See? Complete different key. We were in the key of G, and I played the same little melodic thing here. Now, if I wanted to go to the first string, and I wanted to play a melody, we got that F that we need to be reminded of, that it's going to alter in the key of C or the key of G, okay? F sharp in the key of G, F in the key of C. And so that means if I'm playing in the key of C, well, let's play in the key of G. if I wanted my melody to be similar to walk down on the first string, then I just would need to play the F sharp instead of the F. So I might go. Make sense? And if I was in the key of C, I would have to drop that note back one, okay? All right. I think you get this concept, right? We're gonna head over and take some questions here in just a minute. But here's the deal. In the key, and the chords are very similar in these two keys too. They are. I talk about this in massive detail in the Unstoppable system, the Unstoppable guitar system, okay? But get your feet wet, get your beak wet in YourGuitarSage.com/30. Go there, okay? It's free. And a lot of these concepts I'm going to teach you. All right, so there we go. You got that in those two different keys. You just use the capo to move up and down the fretboard. Let's talk about the chords real quick. You might want to get your pen out and write these down, or note the marker, the number, seconds and minutes here, to go over this concept again when we're done, because I'm going to give you the chords that naturally occur diatonically. That means according to the scale, the major scale, that occur diatonically in the key of G and in the key of C. Here we go. Here's G major. So G major, A minor, B minor, C major, D major, E minor, F sharp diminished, and G. Those are your chords that naturally occur. Can you change those chords? Yep, but they won't be naturally occurring then. They're not naturally occurring because of the major scale. If that concept's over your head, it's because you need to know more stuff. That's why I have a big course. If you need to just know little stuff, then these broadcasts are great, or my YouTube videos are great, or my free course is great. Get your choice. If you need more, you got more. If you don't need more, you got it, okay? Same thing, real close in the key of C. So the key of C. C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C major, right? Easy enough. So now you can take any one of these chords, or two chords, or three chords, and you can play your chord. So this is how I'd suggest doing it. Just come up with simple. Start simple, my friends. Start simple, start simple, start simple. If you're frustrated about the guitar, it's because you're trying to do too much, and it's not cool. Don't think of it like, oh, that's cool, I'm brave. That's like going to the gym and squatting way more than you can do. You're gonna look like an idiot, and you're probably gonna break a bone. Don't do it. Get good technique. Use lightweight. Get your technique down. Same thing with guitar. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Bad, 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 right? So take two chords, or take one chord, and just say, okay, I'm going to take that little melody that Erich was doing there on the C. Second string, first fret, 0 fret, 3. And you just hold your C chord. And you just mess around with the melodies on that string. And then you change chords. Here I am going to the A minor. My melody stays the same. If I go to the G, I can do the same. And the melody is up to you, whatever you want to do. If this sounds vaguely familiar, it's because it's not a new concept. Right? It's been going on for a long time. But there's a song called Dust in the Wind that goes... If that sounds familiar to you, it's because we got the same chords and a similar melody. Okay, but even though some of you are saying, well, no, that doesn't sound anything like it, but I can hear the association now, right? Because I played them back to back. That's how music works. You can play the same chords, not the same melody. You got to change the melody, but you can play the same chords and similar melodies, and no one cares. Okay. All right, let's get to some questions. Yeah. Real quick, let me remind you, I'm giving away today, not this guitar. We'll be giving this guitar away on November the 11th. My Strat. This is my Strat. I'm giving it away. Let me tell you about it really quickly. My guitar tech found this beauty. It's made in Mexico. So if you know the MIMs, the MIM Strats, they're great Strats. This is a custom shop. Is there a made in Mexico custom shop? I'm giving away a custom shop? Well, I didn't know it was custom shop. Maybe I won't give it away. No, I'll give it away. November the 11th, I'm giving this away, custom shop. This is a Classics 50, or a 50s Classic is what it's called. And maybe it's not Mexican, maybe it's American. I don't know. It's either Mexican or it's American, but nonetheless, it's a great quality Strat. Obviously, I can't even tell the difference, and I've owned all Strats, right? So it's an amazing guitar, and I'm going to be giving it away on November the 11th. YourGuitarSage.com/live if you want to know more about it. We'll be putting some information up about it. It's not up there yet, but any of my live broadcasts, go over there, sign up, and then you'll be notified so you can win this lovely guitar. But I will be giving away this today. Here we go, and then I'm answering some questions. One lucky winner is going to win DVD to the National Number System and my CD. I'll be signing that, sending it out to you. If you share the video, we'll be picking a winner, okay? Good, good, good. Here we go. Questions, shall we? All right, so I'm going to be popping back and forth between Facebook and YouTube, okay? So, Lou is saying, I've applied that method before. I play in a choir, and sometimes some of the members can't reach a note, so in order to be more comfortable, I lower the song. Oh, so you're just talking about using the capo. Indeed, great, great concept. Yes, yes, and very, very, very powerful. Okay, really quickly too, because I'm in a live situation here, and boy, this is a pet peeve of mine. Why don't people use question marks anymore? Dear God, I don't know if it's a question if I don't see a question mark. Sorry, I'm a little cranky this morning. I took a bad spill on my one wheel the other day, and I'm still a little sore. All right, put a question mark at the end of the questions. I'll get to them. Otherwise, I'm going to miss them, okay? Here we go. I'm jumping over to YouTube because I didn't see any question marks or anything. So, how do you jam two guitars, Eric? Blue Gangsta TV is saying. Blue Gangsta TV. This is about as close to the concept of playing two guitars at once, with the exception of there is a guy out there who plays the neck like this, and it's ridiculous. And he's great, but it's still ridiculous. Bill, thanks so much for sharing, buddy. I appreciate that. Jim, yes, I do need more coffee. So this is about as close as you're going to get. And there's a lot of guitar players like Eddie Van Halen who did this in more of a rock way, but the deal is that when you're one guitar player in a band, like Van Halen, you know, basically had drums, bass, and guitar, right? That was it, and vocals, but you just had a three-piece. And when you have that, you've got to fill out some space. Now, when you have a rhythm guitar player and a lead guitar player, or two rhythms and a lead, or two leads and a rhythm, or whatever, you don't have to fill in as many holes, because you have to lay back more. It's more sparse. Like if you are two people talking, there's more room to talk. If you're five people talking, you might have to lay back, wait for what it is that you're going to say that's cool, and then insert it. Same thinking when you're talking about an ensemble. You want to be respectful. You want to just play your best parts. But when you are the only guitar player and you need to fill out some holes, this is how you do it. You use chord noodling, okay? Oh, great, great. Thank you, Bill. You shared my video. Do you win? No, not from just sharing it. We pick a winner from the folks that are sharing it. Thank you for sharing it, Bill. Can you show a side angle of the Strat so that I can see the pickup angle? I inherited a 76 Strat and the pickups seem to be at weird angles. Jim, I'm not sure what you mean by that, at the angle, what angle you're needing, but this one's supposed to be sideways. That's the way Strats are. Can I learn alternate picking as a beginner? Marcus is saying. Yes, you can. It's just down, up, just go nice and slow. Accuracy is more important than speed. In fact, accuracy leads to speed. You'll never become fast at something before you become accurate. So why even focus on speed? Focus on accuracy. Accuracy births speed. It's never the other way around. Don't try to play fast, try to play accurately. Okay, great, great question. Where can you learn alternate picking? You can learn it from the free course, YourGuitarSage.com/30. Okay. I'm trying to learn the pentatonic scale, beginning aiming for metal sound. Is pentatonic scale a good way to learn to go around the guitar for metal playing? Is there a better way? Pentatonic scale is great for metal. It's fantastic. So is the blues scale, which is just one note away from the pentatonic scale, right? It's adding what's called the flatted fifth, or the blue note. If you want both of those patterns, download the free ebook at YourGuitarSage.com. I have both those patterns, both pentatonic and blues in there. And it's free, all right? Get it. Get it. Whenever I tell you stuff like that, just open up another tab so you can stay with us right here, right? And then go to YourGuitarSage.com. Look in the upper right-hand corner, I think, and it'll say something about a free ebook. Also, the free 30 lessons course is there too, so go there, right? Good. All right. I give you a few extra for the guys who forget. I don't know what that is. Long-time telly player. Now playing a Strat. Constantly turn the volume down and pick the middle pickup. Any tips? I'm not sure what you mean by that. You'll have to rephrase that because that's a little disjunct there, if you would. I'm not sure what you mean specifically, my friend. Okay. What I meant is the proximity of the pickups, low to E. Jim, you're not going to be able to get any information from me showing you that. There's a science to that if you really want to drill down. There's a science to that. And if you're talking about the pole pieces, they're not adjustable on Strats. So like on Gibsons, you can get in here and twist and actually pull these pole pieces up. But Strats, it's not so much like that. They are where they are, and there's no changing that. The only changing of the pickup is right here. You can raise and lower it. So the pole pieces are pretty set. And right now when I'm looking at this, you know, strings 3 and 4 are a little bit higher. And it looks like 1 is a little bit high, 2 is completely flat, 3 and 4 are a little bit up, and 5 and 6 are a teeny bit up, if that helps. Great question. What is the correlation between shapes? Oh, I missed it. How to stay motivated as a beginner. Sometimes it's hard to think of myself long term when I suck so much short term. Marcus, you don't suck, okay? You don't suck. What the problem is, and listen to everybody who's listening right now. No one sucks. They just haven't practiced enough. That's bottom line. It's not that you don't suck. And the other bit that you're saying that you suck is because you're setting an expectation that's higher than what you've practiced, okay? Don't mistake that for setting really high expectations for yourself. Completely different. But it's ridiculous to say, it's cool to say, I'm going to be the best guitar player in the world and set that as your life goal. But to say I'm going to be the best guitar player in a year, you know, who are you fooling? You're not fooling anybody. You can say it. We ain't believing it until we see it. You know what I'm saying? So set a goal, set goals for yourself. But these short-term frustrations, anybody that's feeling frustrated about the guitar is because they're putting too much on themselves in a short amount of time. So set those lofty goals by all means, but then set yourself smaller goals to get there. Because that momentum of, hey, I just accomplished that goal, hey, I just accomplished that goal, is going to get you to where you want to get to, instead of setting this really huge goal, okay? So stay motivated by doing that. Watch my videos. In the Unstoppable Guitar System, I have a whole section on right thinking, psychology, positive ways to spin things so that you understand. It's not necessarily spinning things as much as it is seeing things the way they are. The way I just said them to you is the way they should be, not setting some lofty goal. I want to be the best guitar player. I don't know how to get there, but I want to be that. Ooh, wish, 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 wish. I ain't gonna get you there. You gotta practice more than the best guitar player today. All right? 2,000 hours to get good, 10,000 hours to get expert. That's a great, those numbers are true. 10,000 hours to get to be an expert. And even then, right? Even then, we're talking about opinion, right? All right. Hi, sir. What is the main purpose of using the capo? It's for changing keys. Check out the free course, YourGuitarSage.com/30 for a real descript version of what I just said there. Back on Facebook, I'm struggling with what to practice. Do I practice chord transitions or scales? I know both are important, but where do I concentrate as a beginner? Blaine, everybody listening, Blaine's question is for everybody. You have to know what you want. And this is a question that we forget a lot of times because we're taught that maybe it's selfish or something. But one has to know what they want in life. That's a good place to start. Maybe your desires are something that are, you know, that are hard to attain or that are challenging. Hopefully they are challenging. Otherwise, you're just doing mediocre stuff, right? But you got to know what you want, Blaine. So, for instance, and inside the Unstoppable Guitar System, I have a whole section on practice specifically, like if you're a blues player or a songwriter or what have you, like what should I practice? So first off, you need to know what it is that you want to get out of the guitar, and then you practice according to that. For instance, you want to be a blues player, you practice the blues scale, practice all forms of the blues scale, practice your blues chords, your 7th chords, your 9th chords, your blues turnarounds, your 12-bar blues progression in all different keys, your improvisation, your tone, working with a strat, like all sorts of things like that, you know. You want to specifically focus on the things that are going to get you those little steps to your big goal. Everybody listening right now should have that big goal, and then your little goals to get there. To some degree, you got to have that. Even if you're not very serious about the guitar, you got to have some sort of goal, right? Don't practice things you don't know you're going to use. I mean, in the beginning, all the beginner stuff I show you, yes, do all that. YourGuitarSage.com/30, every single one of those videos. There's not a guitar player in the world that should not know those by heart, because they're the basis. It's like teaching you how to ride a bike and saying, well, you know, lesson 1, put your feet on the pedals. Step 2, pedal the bike. Step 3, don't fall over. These are basic concepts but they're basic concepts, but I swear to you, I don't care if you've been playing for 50 years. I have folks that are playing longer than me that are all the time going into that free series, and they say, I can't believe I left so much stuff on the table. I didn't know that. So those basics, people can sometimes wiggle around and wiggle through and leave holes in their playing. But start there on that beginning stuff, know that stuff. But then after that, Blaine, know what your goal is, and then go after that. So you'd have to let me know specifically what it is you want to do, you know? Okay, so Christian is saying, you were talking about moving between keys. How can I find a good link note in order to modulate between keys? Christian's saying this. Christian, fantastic. So on YouTube, I have I've got a video called, basically it's the circle of fifths, like how to understand the circle of fifths, okay? Circle. Just look up YourGuitarSage circle of fifths, 5THS, and you'll find this, okay? And basically, this is a concept that is fantastic for understanding how different keys work together, how they associate to each other well, that sort of thing. You know how I just said that C and G are so much alike? Well, watch this. This is show you the power of circle of fifths. Watch this. 1, here's C, and I'm going to go up 5 scale notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's why it's called the circle of fifths, because you go up 5 notes, and that's a G. and here's G, and C and G look exactly alike, or very close. They're only one note apart. So they're very compatible together. So if you switch from the key to C to G or G to C, it's going to sound very resonant. It's going to work really well. So watch that there. If you want the exploded version that's going to show you all the detail in massive detail, your Unstoppable Guitar System. Again, if you want the free test drive of that, go to YourGuitarSage.com/30. That will help a ton and get you on the right plan. Okay, Nick is saying, Eric, I got a solo player and I do the chords. How do I put them both together? No tutor ever taught me. Nick is saying, you have a solo player and I do the chords. How do I put them both together? So Nick, I'm assuming you mean another guitar player. So you got to play in the same key. Nick, a great video for you to watch, it's long, but a great video for you to watch is the live broadcast that I did just a few weeks ago, if you really want a lot of detail about this. And it talks about putting melody and chords together. It's called Creating Your Own Music. So on YouTube, just open up another tab, type, on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage Creating Your Own Music, and that'll come up. And I go into all detail about that. But bottom line, you got to be playing in the same key. So if you're playing in the key of C, you're playing chords in the key of C, you need to know how to do that, right? Then if you're playing in the key of C, your soloist needs to be playing in the key of C. They probably know that. Meaning, if you're playing in C major, they need to be playing some sort of C major scale. Either C major pentatonic, C major, that sort of thing. If you're playing in the key of A minor, then they'll be playing probably like A minor pentatonic, A minor blues, A minor scale, A harmonic minor. There's a bunch of different scales you could use for these different scenarios, but suffice to say, the core of it, you need to have the tonal center, whatever it is. If it's A, then it's A, but also the feel. Is it minor? Is it major? Cool. Makes sense? Lovely. Here we go. We'll keep going. Okay, in noodling, a good way to practice, is noodling a good way to practice, or is it better to put effort in learning songs? It really just depends on what you want to do. Like chord noodling is great if you don't have a song in the moment, but it's a different concept. It's a concept that will relate to songs. So it's just two different things. It's grape jelly and strawberry jelly, which I friggin' love both. Which one's better? I don't know. It's a great question. That's why I mix them. Eric, I don't mix them. I'm joking. How's the new set? What are you saying here? Sorry. Craig is saying, Eric, how are things going? When's the new site up? The new site, the new Unstoppable Guitar System is up. We're still doing some testing, Craig. If you're in the Unstoppable Guitar System, we're going to migrate you over to the new system here shortly. You're going to love it. Okay, but we're doing some testing still. A few folks are in it right now, a few test folks, but we'll get you there, all right? Okay, answering on YouTube here. Eric, I used your videos to learn when I first started out, and they taught me a lot. I've started to write songs because I don't want to just learn other songs. Any advice on writing songs? Yes, watch that live broadcast that was, I think it was this Saturday. It'll be 2 weeks ago, I think. We gave away like a lot of stuff, guitars and like almost $3,000 worth of stuff, and I think we were on for 3.5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Can I say friggin' on YouTube Live? I don't think you can say friggin', no. Sorry. But yes, and so watch that video because I talk about creating your own music. So here's the things you got to know. It's very, very helpful to know what chords you can use in a particular key. I'm going to show you something really quick, and again, because we're answering questions here, some of this stuff might go over your head, so you got to watch some of these other videos. YourGuitarSage.com/30. It's like we broke a piece of glass, and you want to gather all these pieces together, or whatever it is. You want to gather these pieces in a pile. It's going to help you to navigate the floor, to navigate the guitar better, okay? We want to be able to navigate this, but we got pieces out there, and we got to gather them, and that YourGuitarSage.com/30 is going to answer a gazillion questions for you. In fact, it's going to answer like 80% of the questions that you have on guitar, okay, in the beginning. All right? Actually, 100% of the questions you'll have in the beginning, or 99%. But suffice to say, you want to make sure your chords and melodies are in the same key. The chords in a major key are, first you got to know the major scale. This is in the free course. It's also in the free ebook at YourGuitarSage.com. Got to know the major scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. You got to know that concept inside and out. Be able to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Then you got to know each chord that's related to it. Doesn't matter the key because it's all the same. So you'll always have a major 1, a minor 2, a minor 3, a major 4, a major 5, a minor 6, a diminished 7, and back to our major 1. So it's always major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished. Those are natural diatonic occurring chords. Can we change those? Yes, we can. But those are the ones that naturally occur. And they're the ones that you're hearing 95% of the time on the radio or any of the songs that you love. So know that. This thing that I told you to share, remember when I said share it, share the video? This thing explains that. It's called the Nashville number system. It's how the guys think here in Nashville. And it's profound. Why don't people do it around the world? Some do, but not many do it because there's a little bit of a learning curve. It's really small. I'm showing it to you right now. It's really small, but then you have to practice it to get good at it. But once you know it, it's like 3D glass. It's like watching everything in 3D or high def now, whereas before everything you were watching was like in 480. Seriously, learn the Nashville number system. I have videos for it within the course, within all my courses, and on YouTube. So just type in Nashville number system and look for it, okay? Cool, cool, cool. All right, here we go. Craig is waiting patiently. So is everybody else. Craig, you're gonna have to wait patiently because I can't look at all the comments at once. I'm literally serving this out to almost 200 people right now. So you'll have to repost whatever I missed. I am not a magician, I am a musician. Hey Eric, what's the best way to break a song down when learning it? Several different ways. On YouTube, search IBM method, which is the inventory breakdown method. Watch that video. I won't go into it right now, but watch that video. It will change the way you break songs down. It will change the way you understand songs massively, okay? Greg is saying, have you had any issues over the years with Fender bolt-on necks and pocket cracks? My last two, one Strat, one Tele, both did. And yeah, you have these issues. I've seen them before, Greg, but the guitar didn't wear out or anything. You know, there wasn't like any tuning issues or anything like that. Chord charts always have sevenths in them. How do they fit in? Tim, open up another browser, type in YourGuitarSage seventh chords. And I will show you all about that. Maybe a 15-minute explanation. But after you get done watching that, you'll be able to take any minor chord and any major chord, and you will be able to create seventh chords from that. From that 15-minute video will double your chord vocabulary, okay? Now, you probably know some of these seventh chords, but how do they fit in? Well, I'm gonna tell them to you right now. Write these down, bookmark this part of the video, whatever you need to do. Watch this. The one is going to be a major seventh chord. The 2 is a minor seventh chord. The 3 is a minor seventh chord. If you want to make these seventh chords, is what I'm saying. They're extensions. The 4 chord is a major seventh chord. The 5 chord is called a dominant seventh. That's our basic seventh chord that you're always playing, okay? That one is always playing. It's just called a seventh chord. The other ones are called major seventh and minor seventh, as I'm talking here. E minor, or the 6th chord, is a minor seventh, and the diminished chord, the 7, is a diminished 7. Okay, write those down. If you were playing in a minor key, then you would just start at the 6, and it would be minor 7, and so on. Okay, same exact model there. Just start on the 6. Okay, that's your tonal center now. Will this technique work with hammer-ons and pull-offs? And so Jerry is saying in regards to the melodic bit we're doing here, yes, it would work with hammer-ons and pull-offs. For instance, hear that happening, right? Okay, Eric, I'm on an acoustic guitar, but I want to learn electric. I know nothing about the difference between the chords, and Are they similar or not? There's nothing different about them, my friend. And a new window, go to YouTube and type in YourGuitarSage Acoustic Electric, because I think I have a video specifically talking about this, talking about the differences. It's a feel difference. The difference is, think about an electric guitar as a Porsche, and think about acoustic guitar as a sedan. You know, it's more of a luxury vehicle. It's a cruiser. You can go long distances with them. You can't be as squirrely with it, but you can with the electric guitar, right? You can be more squirrely, but it's going to handle differently. It's going to be more sensitive, just like a Porsche would. So same chords. It's got a steering wheel. It's got chords. I mean, it's got wheels, and they both drive. You drive them on the road. You got to get a license plate and get tickets in them, those sorts of things. But they're different, right? Totally different in that way. 3 fingers versus 4 fingers soloing. Your thoughts. It doesn't matter, really. If you can get the job done with 3 fingers, do 3 fingers. The pinky is so much shorter that I find that a lot of times on these higher notes, I go to the 3-finger technique. On these lower notes, I'm definitely using 4 fingers. My suggestion to you is get to using that pinky because it's valuable. It's there on your hand. You might as well use it. You can do more things. I mean, imagine if we had 5 fingers up front, you know, 6 on each hand. You could do more. So my suggestion is get to using that pinky. Don't do it out of laziness. But with that being said, there's a ton of great players that don't use their pinky very much, and they're great. Django Reinhardt, one of the best gypsy jazz players of all time, one of the best guitar players of all times, used 2 fingers and 2 fingers only, not because he was lazy, but these fingers became paralyzed in a fire. He was trying to save his wife, and he did, I think. You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Eric, what is Zoom? What is its use? There's a Zoom, you're probably talking about a Zoom player. It is a multi-effects player, and you can plug it into, you know, amps or headphones or whatever, and it allows you to, I think there might even have a little recording mechanism and those sorts of things. So that's, I can't tell you how to use it because I don't own one, but you know, it's one of many things that are like that. Okay, what's my favorite electric guitar? Probably this Strat right here. It's 1965. I wanted one of those for a real long time. But then again, I really love my Les Paul. Oh, where's my Les Paul? I think it's upstairs. I was messing with it. I love my SG. And then, of course, the Gretsch I like too. Oh, you said 1. Sorry, can't do that. That's like saying, what's my favorite kid? But it's probably this one. Do you have any more jam tracks coming out soon? I use them religiously. Nick, I do. I'm always having new jam tracks come out. If you're in the Unstoppable guitar system, I have almost 600 in there. In fact, we just made a bunch more that we uploaded yesterday, swing style, and those will be live soon. But nonetheless, I'm constantly creating new jam tracks inside the Unstoppable guitar system. So for folks that are serious about jam tracks, these jam tracks will blow you away. If you want a sampling of them on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage jam tracks. For some of you, you have a ton of tabs open right now, and thank you for doing that, okay? Hey, Lucy, what's going on? Simon has a new daughter, Lucy. Congrats, buddy. That's the best joy, isn't it? A new kid. Amazing. Love it. I've got a 2-year-old and a 20-year-old, and I remember my little girl when she was that age, just 2 years old or smaller. Now she's 20 and she's a punk. All right. Lewis saying acoustic solos can feel more passionate and deeper, but electric solos have most of the times a bigger feeling. That's a tie for me. Yeah. Should I be overly concerned about the pocket cracks, kind of freaking out over them? Greg, take it to a luthier because that's impossible to diagnose over the internet like that. I would take it to a pro, have them look at it, and they can tell where the wear's at, if it should be something that you should be concerned or not with. Thank you, Simon. That's real kind of you. Okay, I'm back over on YouTube. Hey, okay, what happened to your right pinky? Greeting. My right pinky? It's still there. Are you talking like why it's bent? Okay, so if you've ever noticed my hands are somewhat deformed, if it looks like they're deformed, it's only because they're deformed. It's because I had some vicious arthritis like when I was a teenager and then growing up in college and stuff, and it warped several of my fingers, like they're just like messed up. So like my pinky's kind of sitting sideways. So is this one a little bit. You can see my middle finger and my thumb just swollen, and my nails. If you ever see my nails, they're all screwed up. And that's because I don't know why exactly. I'm still trying to figure it out, but I figured out a lot. When I went vegan, it totally made the arthritis go away, and it brought me a bunch of other wonderful health benefits that I was so happy about. Not necessarily prescribing that, but it worked, definitely worked for me, okay? But that's where that's from. How are the injuries from my one wheel? I am still hurting. I want to get on that thing so bad, but I don't know if you guys saw, I got a one wheel, one of these skateboards that has one giant go-kart wheel, and I was riding it the other day, and I was trying to get it to max speed, and I was going down a hill. I think it was 23.5 miles per hour when it finally flipped, and I fell hard. Wear your helmet. It saved my life. And I got a lot of bruises, and my heel is all messed up and what have you. Both my heels, because I tried to run it out at 23 miles per hour. That don't work too well. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All right. I'm popping back over to Facebook. I look like Keith Richards. Ooh, thank you. I look like Keith Richards. Keith Richards is like 107 and is riddled with who knows what from drug use and what have you. But thank you, I guess, Jimbo. Just back from dog walking on Gozo. I tell them what notes are each fret during our walks. Bars are killing me. And words of wisdom? Yes. Phil, anybody having issues with bar chords? Number one, start in the free course, YourGuitarSage.com/30, because here's why. There's a reason I'm telling you to do this. It's free. It's not making me anything. It's helping you. So I'm not getting anything out of it. The whole point is there are techniques in there that stack on top of each other, okay? When you teach a child how to ride a motorcycle, you don't teach them how to ride a motorcycle, you teach them how to ride a tricycle. First they got to crawl, then they got to walk, then they ride a tricycle, then maybe they ride one of those bikes without the pedals on it that they kind of push, you know, the scooter, and then they ride a regular bike with training wheels. Then eventually in a field you set them loose and they fall down, they ride. Many steps, right? You got to know all these steps when you're playing guitar. So I'm teaching some basic techniques there, but once you do that on YouTube or within the system, any of my courses, on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage bar chords, because I specifically go over some things that are going to get you over that hump. There's no one in the history of ever on guitar who's just started off playing bar chords and it was easy. Anybody who types that in the in the comments, oh, but it was easy for me, disregard them as a loon or as someone who's not telling the truth, because it doesn't happen like that, okay? It just has never happened in the history of ever. Never have I seen it. Everybody is not good at bar chords at first, so you got to practice them. But you do have to know the technique, so watch that, okay? All right. Do I ever do any worship song videos? I don't. I used to play in some worship bands back in the day, but I don't do any... I don't teach any worship songs per se, you know. Lou is saying, I always end up mind blown every time I watch UGS live stream. Yay! It has helped me to improve my playing. Thank you so much. That must be you, Lou, with all those thumbs and wonderful things coming across, the likes and everything. God, that's amazing. Love it. It has helped me improve my playing, the style more precisely and slowly. I'm getting better at improvising in a jam when I'm doing some... When I'm playing with some friends. Right now, I'd like to ask, will noodling chords make it easier to write my own songs? 100% it will. Hey, look. I know that person. Oh, sorry, I saw someone who just joined up. Okay, so here's the deal. Here is the deal. Will chord noodling help make it easier? That's my daughter who just joined on Facebook. Everybody say, hi, daughter. Hey, Carly. So will it help you write songs? It most definitely will, because it's inspiring. Have you ever hit a wrong note or a wrong chord, or just grabbed something on the guitar and all of a sudden you're like, oh, that's my next chord, I'm magical. Even though it was a mistake? Yeah, well, your magic will happen more so when you're chord noodling, because you'll be inspired, like this little melody here. Like this chord progression. May not do anything for you. Doesn't do anything for me. But if I go... I'm adding that little melody there. Really cool stuff, right? Makes sense? Okay. Sage, how do you make money since you give so much for free? Thank you for asking, Blaine. So yes, I give a lot of stuff away. In fact, I give way more, exponentially more stuff away than I do make money. Probably like a 1-to-4 ratio. But I do make some money when people get into the courses or when they buy the books or what have you. So I do make some money. Otherwise, I'd have to go back to my old job at a cubicle, and I don't want to do that. So, but with all that being said, I do make some money, but not nearly as much as we give away. So it just kind of works itself out. We've found a good equilibrium. But I love giving stuff away. I'd give everything away if I could, but then I wouldn't be doing live broadcasts because I'd be working another job, right? Do you recommend using, Nick's saying, do you recommend using thumb over chords like Hendrix and Clapton use? I struggled to do bar chords. I started using the thumb instead, and it's been great ever since. 100%, Nick. I think it's a really cool technique. I've done videos for them on YouTube. In fact, I just did another. Dude, our numbers are increasing on both channels. This is amazing. Sweet. 118 on YouTube and 42 on Facebook. That makes me happy. Thank you, everybody. So, yes, I love it. And in fact, like, this is one I was doing just the other day. This is A minor. Just another way of playing. I'm playing 6, 3, 2, 1. And I'm finger picking. And then this is G major. And this is F major. How is this G major? Because that's... right? F. I'm just playing specific notes out of there. So I think it's a great technique. I use it all the time. Love it. And it works really well for certain applications, you know. Okay. Thank you so much, Kev, for the kind words. I'm bumping over to YouTube real quick, checking some questions. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Bought your course on Udemy. Eric, it's nice. Lots of info. Maybe you could even add some more videos in it in the future. I do, Tiffany. Once a year, I typically add a buttload, which I'm not sure is how many, but usually a lot, you know, 100, something like that. I usually do that once a year. Udemy, if you guys don't know, is another place that I house my videos where I do tons of guitar lessons in series type. And it's the Unstoppable Guitar System is the premium dealio, but I have some great stuff on Udemy as well. Okay. Emma's saying, so I've been playing ukulele for about 2 years, and I'll get a guitar for my birthday in a month. I don't want a classical guitar. I want steel string. I'm also drawn to electric. Cool, yeah. Should I buy an electric acoustic then? Does an electric acoustic, when plugged in sound like an electric? Usually an electric, if you mean an acoustic guitar that has a pickup, it's going to sound like an electric. I'm sorry, it's going to sound like an acoustic, okay? All right, makes sense. Good. Okay. Okay. And so what I mean by it's going to sound like it sounds similar to an acoustic depending on the pickups. Now the acoustic that's in the pickup that's in my acoustic is a high-end pickup. It's about $300. It's called an LR Baggs Anthem. And if you want the best pickup in your acoustic guitar, get that one. It's got a microphone. In the studio, if I can take a $5,000 mic and stick it in front of that guitar, or I can plug it in, and the sound when I plug it in sounds better than that $5,000 mic. I'm telling you, I've done it, and I keep going to the plug-in sound because it sounds amazing. Most acoustic guitars are not like that, however. They just don't sound that good. But that pickup really does sound amazing. Yeah, okay, there you go. Okay, what is the defining factor that makes an arpeggio? It's just a chord that's not played, that's not strummed together. It's like this. Any, doesn't matter, or that's an arpeggio. I just played all the notes of a chord, but played it in a way that's separate. The notes are separate. Even though it's fast, it's still different, okay? All right, all right, all right. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Here we go. All right. More kids coming to YouTube. How about that? All right, another question. Do I use open tunings at all, like Dadgat? I don't, Kev. I'm still learning the guitar in standard tuning, so I'm still a student of that. So Dadgat and stuff like that. You know, those tunings are fine, but I find them very stifling. Like, you can only play a couple songs and it sounds like Dadgat. It sounds Celtic, or it sounds like you're playing in this open tuning because it's very stifling. It's made to be easier for certain things, and it is. But it's stifling. So I personally don't like it. It's just not my jam. Don't love it. How do you feel about dobro guitar? I think it's awesome. I took a lesson from Rob Ikes, who is, like, right now, he's probably arguably the best dobro player in town. He lives like 2 streets over from me. He used to live, like, I could throw a rock and hit his house, and he's done a lot of sessions on my wife's songs here in Nashville, and I was just like, I'm gonna learn dobro. I took 1 lesson from him, and I'm like, I'm obviously not gonna learn dobro. It's a whole nother instrument, nothing like the guitar. It's got strings, but it's the difference between, you know, it's like I say, pick up the banjo, pick up the bass, pick up ukulele. Dobro's not like that. It's totally different. It's amazing. I love the instrument, but don't think you're gonna go to guitar and just start playing dobro like right away. It does not work that way, you know. Do I even bother with scales if I'm only going to play acoustic? Bo is saying. It depends, Bo. Depends if you want to play melodies. If so, yes, by all means, play some scales. But the scales are not just for playing. It's not just for soloing. It's for understanding what notes work for what we're doing right now, right? This chord noodling bit. But you don't need to know a lot of scales, Bo. You just need to know, like, the major scale and the pentatonic scale, and then you need to know how to use them to define, like, what notes are in a particular key. But if you know the major scale, it'd be great. You know what I'm saying? That's really all you need to know, that and the pentatonic. Any advice for recording in a bedroom regarding acoustics? Todd, great question. Yeah, you can hang stuff on the walls like drapes. The more you can deaden the room, the better. Getting the microphone close in to your subject, whatever it is, if it's an acoustic guitar, but you don't want to get too tight. Then you get that kind of 70s sound. You want to back off a little bit so you can get the full instrument. But, you know, if you're a foot away from an instrument, that's a range that, hey, Chris, is that a good range? Yeah. A foot, yeah, that's, Chris, that's my cohort in crime in the other room there, and he's an audio ninja, and so he knows stuff like that. But, like, you know, you gotta say, well, like, usually what I would do with an instrument is I'll listen, I'll strum it, and I'll listen to different parts of it. And if you get a microphone too close on an acoustic, it's not going to hear the whole instrument. So if you back it off a foot, you know, if you only have 1 microphone, that would be a good method, you know, because you're hearing a little bit more of everything. So you got to think like your ear, and you listen to an amp, you go up to an amp and you're listening to it, certain spots it's going to sound differently than back here. I'm hearing the whole thing. So something to keep in mind. Use your basic common sense when it comes to recording. If it sounds like it's not good, it's not good. You know, it's not going to get better later on. It has to, whatever's coming out of your speakers, the microphone isn't going to make it better. So if it's trash coming out of your speakers, fix what's coming out of your speakers first. Then get a good microphone, you know, those sorts of things. So isolation, if you got several people recording at once, try to isolate it a little bit so that you can, so that you don't have that bleed over on the different tracks. So if you adjust EQ on the drum, it's not adjusting EQ on your guitar as much, that sort of thing. You know what I'm saying? Okay. John, sorry I'm late. Did you discuss the progress of the website upgrade? For those folks that are wondering what John's talking about there, it's the Unstoppable Guitar System. We have a whole new version of this that we've broken out. We're upgrading, friends. You know, upgrades are fun. And so we're working the bugs out before we bring everybody in, John. I think we just have our veterans in there, and that's it right now. What I mean by veterans is veterans, like folks that have fought in war, because we've got, I opened the course up to veterans for free. So if you'd like to know more about that, you can email support@YourGuitarSage.com, and I would love to get you in there for free for fighting for our country. All right, I appreciate it very much. We don't take that stuff lightly here. All right, so so John, yes, the upgrade has happened, but we're still working out bugs and stuff. Okay, so hang in there. Cage is great to know. Really quickly, folks, share this. I'm going to be having to head out here shortly because I got more videos and more things to make for you. But if you share the video, friends, for other folks, I'm going to be picking one lucky winner, and from that lucky winner, you're going to either win. Well, you're going to win the DVD and a signed copy of my EP. So there you go. So one lucky winner, whoever shares this after the broadcast, we're going to look over that and do that, okay? Cage is great to know. It is indeed, Nick. How do the cage shapes relate to the the number system, i.e. shape 1? Okay, this is how it relates, Ross. In the cage system, we're just talking about the major chords. So you could use any of those forms for the major chords that are in the numbers, that are in the number system, like the 1 chord, the 4 chord, and the 5 chord. But the other chords are minor. Now, with that being said, I teach the cage system as it relates to minor chords and 7th chords and all that stuff inside the Unstoppable Guitar System. There may be a video for it, a small video for it on YouTube, but not to the same details as UGS. If you want to find that on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage Caged. Analog versus digital, it just depends. Digital is typically, and it depends what you're talking about too. So like if you're talking about recording, digital is so much more flexible. Analog tends to have a warmer sound. Some people can hear it, some people can't. Some people say it's a myth, some people say it's true. I definitely think it's true. But it's something that, I mean, everything you're listening to is digital right these days. And maybe it was recorded originally in analog, and there's some degree of things that are kept when you originally record that and then go over to digital. So there's a bit of that that's true. But when you're talking about like effects and stuff like that, I have both, and different reasons for both. If you're talking about yeah, so you're probably talking about effects or tape right there. Okay, popping over to YouTube really quickly, folks, and then, well, gosh, there's so many of you hanging in there. I hate to go. Maybe we'll keep going for a bit, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of you watching still, so let's keep getting some questions answered. We won't go away, okay? Am I done explaining chord noodling? Is there somewhere free I can go to see what you were talking about? Cookie, yeah, watch this video after it's done, but then on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage noodling, okay? All right, yeah, what's up, Elias? How you doing, bud? Thank Ezram. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, I love the vets. Sing copy of your PP. Sing copy of your PP. I don't know that song. Is that a song about a pee-pee? What does that mean? I don't know. All right. I don't know what that means. Lost in translation. Okay, so, search chord noodling on the YGS YT channel. Yeah, anybody who's listening to me right now, did you know I have another YouTube channel? I do. It's called YGS Guitar Lessons. So open up another tab, type that in, go to that, and check it out. All right, good. I'm a beginner, and right now I'm learning several songs, but just a bit for every song. I haven't perfected any of those songs. Am I on the right track? Yes. Learn songs. It's okay to move on from one song to another. Try not to do it because you're being lazy. If you're doing it because you're bored, that's okay. But, you know, you want to get some songs in your repertoire, so try to push through. Try not, if things get hard or they get difficult, then bite off a smaller piece. Don't think, well, this is hard, I'm not going to go through with it. That's crap. Just break off a smaller piece and keep wedging your way. It's like chipping at a rock, okay? Just get a smaller piece, all right? Jack, taking advantage of the UGS as a veteran. Thank you. Yes, I appreciate you, buddy. All right. Freebird. Will this be recorded and saved for later, John? Yes, it will, sir. All right. Make sure you're putting question marks, guys, because these questions, I'm looking at 2 channels and I'm going by so quickly. Your chances are better that your stuff will be answered if you put a question mark. Eric, any more tips on chord noodling? Sean's saying. No, unless you have a specific question about it. You know, the basis is what I showed you there. But yeah, if you want more detail, probably even more detail than what we talked about here today, yeah, probably similar. On YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage noodling. Okay. All right. Okay, Mr. Start the Rebellion. Bye-bye. Okay. Hey, Eric, where do I share your video to enter the giveaway? You can do that on my Facebook page, and I think there's a way that you can do it here on YouTube. I know you can just share it via your Twitter and that sort of thing. If you want to do that, we'll be looking out for that. But Facebook is the place that's probably going to be the best way to do that. Okay, Eric, could you explain about the loop pedal and how it works? Sure. Let's go over to the pedal cam here, and I'll give you an example here. So yes, I'm wearing flip-flops today, and you can see my feet are a little bit scarred up because of my little wreck the other day. But okay, so I have my diddle pedal going on here, and so earlier I recorded a little reggae piece here that you can hear, and basically the objective of doing chord noodling is that doing the ditto pedal is that it records you, and you want it to record a loop. So if you have a lick that's like bum 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 dun 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 bum bum bum, you would want to play it like that, you know. So in this case here, my riff is that's my riff, okay? So I play that in sync, you know, 2, 3, 4, bum, bum, and I make sure that I stomp that pedal right on the 1, and then I stomp that pedal on the 1 coming around again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, stomp, or however long the riff is. But I make sure that I step on the 1, and I step on the 1 the other time around, and that creates a perfect seam, and then perfect, yeah. Super fun stuff, right? That's how a looper pedal works. If you don't have one, get one. That's the TC Electronic Loop Ditto, and they're amazing, and I love them. You know. Tiffany, you're getting my voice echoing. I don't think maybe on your end, because I'm not getting any more reports of that. No, I'm not getting any other reports. That may be on your end for some reason, Tiffany. Okay. Nick is saying, which video specifically? Advice, you'll have to let me know. Oh, okay, here you go. What video do I share? This one. You share this video. Advice for a beginner acoustic guitar make and model. I would say go with an Epiphone Masterbuilt. One that is used, that plays well, that is in your price range. To know more about how to pick the perfect guitar, watch video 1 and 2 of the free series that's in the description of this video. The link is yourguitarsage.com/30. It's in the description of this video. Watch videos 1 and 2 for that description, or to know more about that. Cool? All right, bumping over to Facebook. Is there any reason multiple single pedals are better than one large unit effects pedal? Greg is saying. You know, yes, modularly, there may be some things, you know, when you have a multi-effects pedal, there may be something in there that you don't like, but then you like something else. Now you're stuck with that other thing, and you're stuck with the real estate that it's taking up, this big thing. Whereas if you're buying modularly, like this, It's way more expensive, right? These pedals are way more expensive doing that. I can't even tell you how much this board is. I mean, you know, this board that I've got here is probably close to $3 grand, I'd say, which is what these single, you know, modular type boards. That's what they cost when you do that. But if you take like the whole enchilada multi-effects processor, it's much cheaper. Okay. Also, what else? Why? Oh, because you know you can pick the individual pedals. You pick the individual pedals and kind of build your perfect beast, if you will. But it's expensive. It's expensive to do that. You know what I'm saying? All right, all right, all right. Oh, when I switch to the view of the pedals, it's getting an echo. Okay, we'll take a note of that. We have that. There's one little adjustment that we have to do. So if I pop over to it during this broadcast, we'll still get that. Thank you for letting me know. We're making a note of it, and then after the broadcast, we'll fix it. It's a little small tweak that we have to do. Okay, but thanks for telling me specifically, because that helps. Okay. When's the next live broadcast? The next big live broadcast, guys, is November the 11th. I'll be giving my own personal Strat away. This is a custom shop Fender. It's a custom shop Fender. It's a 50s classic. I believe we even replaced the pickups. It was all set up by my guitar luthier. It's a beast of a guitar. I love this guitar. Flawless. Someone's going to win it. Okay? Can you introduce us to a good MIDI pedal so that we can use it for software such as Amplitude or Guitar Rig? Reza's asking. You know, I don't know one specifically, Reza, that would work with that. Rocktron, I know, has made some pretty cool stuff like that. I would check out Rocktron's stuff specifically. Thank you, bud. Now, do you mean... Well, I guess, okay, so the MIDI pedal, right? Not a MIDI pickup. Yeah, if you're talking about a MIDI pickup, there is one called Triple Play, and it's made by, I'm looking at it right now. It's made by Fishman. But if you're talking about, thank you, Chris, if you're talking about an actual pedal, check out Rocktron's stuff, okay? What time on the 11th? It'll be 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And you'll get notifications from me guys on this, okay? For sure you will. All right. My feed stop on Facebook. Are we live still? Yeah, we're live still. Sorry. Looked like we went away. Okay. All right, some other questions. I mean, foot pedals. Yeah. Yep, check out Rocktron's stuff regarding that because they got some really, really killer stuff. Okay. Bumping back over to YouTube here. Is the lesson over? Nope, we're still going. Well, now we're into question time, Colin. So the question, yes, the lesson's over. Pop over to the beginning of the video if you want to see all what we talked about. All right. Ezram, Erich is awesome, and you should sign up for the Unstoppable Guitar System that he has if you have not already. Thank you, buddy. Yeah, if you want a sampling of what Ezram's talking about, in the description of this video, the YourGuitarSage.com/30, that particular link. In fact, I'll have Chris pop that up on the screen here for you guys. Go there. It's the free course. It's gonna, my God, take advantage of it. I've got so much free stuff for you, okay? Okay, here we go. I'm popping over to Facebook. Put question marks on those questions, my friends. Should I get a delay pedal or use my amp for delay? Should I get a delay pedal or use my amp for the delay? It depends, Sean. If your amp has delay in it, then boom, you're set, right? But it just depends on what kind of delay you want. If that delay in your amp is not working out for you, then yeah, get a delay pedal, but I just use what you got there. Start there, you know. Lewis, you just retired from the Air Force. Does this mean I get a special deal? Yes, it does, buddy. Email support. Tell them you're a veteran, and they'll get the ball rolling. So there's you'll have to prove that, and there's a way to do that. But yeah, go to support@yourguitarsage.com and email those folks. My guy will be sitting there waiting for it, and he'll get you set up. Okay. Good question. All right, I'm back over on YouTube, but now I'm popping over to Facebook again. Oh, question: single pedals or pedal board? Help me. It depends. You know, on YouTube, type in YourGuitarSage pedal board, and I'll tell you more about that, or effects. I have both. In the studio, I like to have these pedal boards better, like this. What I mean by that is the individual pedals, because I can tweak stuff really quickly. When I'm playing live, I like them as well. But I have both, actually. I've kind of strayed away from the all-in-one. That doesn't mean it's not great, and there's not really a better. It's what's best for you, okay? So it's really not a question that anyone, me or any other teacher, could honestly, accurately answer. They'd be just giving you opinion, because I have both, and they're both amazing for different reasons. You know, cheaper. The all-in-ones are much cheaper. The sounds are typically not as good as the individuals, but it depends on which individual pedals you buy. And the individual pedals are a lot more versatile in that, or typically they're more versatile in that you can just reach down and tweak a knob and that sort of thing. I'll be on the road during the show in November. Is there a way I can still enter to win the Strat? John, yeah, there is. You'll just have to, when the email's sent out, you'll just have to follow the directions on that email. All right. Okay. More questions. Any more questions? No questions? No questions? Questions? All right, popping over to, oh, and by the way, there's just a slight delay with what you guys are, there's just a slight delay from when I'm talking to when you guys are hearing it. Usually about 30 seconds, so when I say questions, then it's 30 seconds later. Okay, by support, do you mean the Contact Us tab? You can do that too, Lewis. Yeah, Contact Us tab will work as well. Jim, I keep having issues on the site getting the free books or signing up for lessons. Must be my computer. Also, where do you play in Nashville? Jim, I'm not playing out right now. I've got a group of guys that that talking to, but I've got so many other irons in the fire. It's not happening right now. Thank you, Chris, for posting that. Support at YourGuitarSage. You can see it right up there, my friends. Okay, so jumping over to YouTube. Where do riff and lick come from? Lick comes from the same place that chops, the word chops comes from, and that comes from back in the day, jazz players, specifically saxophone players, they would lick their chops in between frets, you know, so they would, that was a jazz lick. It wasn't, I don't know what that was. It was like Benny Hill or something, Benny Hill show. But they would lick their chops, and that's where the word chops comes from, and maybe where the word lick comes from. I think it is, because a lick is just a little bit that you play. That's a lick, or a riff, or a chop. And a riff, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where that comes from. Yeah, all right, bump into Facebook. Let's look. Okay, Lou's saying, what are the steps to enter into the giveaway? The giveaway today for the DVD is just to share the video here. Okay, so just share that. 25 folks have already done that on Facebook. If you haven't done that already, folks, share it. Enter yourself into the contest. It's super duper easy. Where it says 25 shares right above the dealio there, that's where I go. Well, I don't know if you can see that or not, but that's where I go to pick a winner, okay? So do that, okay? Two, if you want more information on any of these live broadcasts, thanks for all the love that you guys are showing me on Facebook right now. I appreciate that, all the stickers. If you want to know more about these live broadcasts, YourGuitarSage.com/live. Sign up there, and then I'll let you know as these broadcasts are coming out and what have you. Yeah. All right. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Questions. Riff is a derivative word that comes from the word refrain. Is that true, Tiffany? Did you look that up? Because if so, that's cool. But don't give us no fake news, Tiffany. You better make sure that's true. Let us know. Confirm that that's true or not, because if so, that's pretty cool. That's in case you say friggin' and have to be edited on the fly. Thanks, Freddie. I appreciate that. One more time, a visual, chord, and melody, please. Okay, yeah, let's zoom up on this. So, here we go. So, here I'm playing a C chord, and the notes that I'm going to be noodling are within the C major chord, or within the C major scale. I could also be doing, like, you know, like this sort of melody. Or I could do on the second string. And I'm just making that melody up and the rhythm and everything. You do whatever you want, you know, it could be. Makes sense? So really, it's like whatever we want to do. It doesn't matter, you know. You come up with your own thing. That's where the creative part comes in. That's you. All right? Blaine, indeed, buddy. Okay, how do you enter to win the Strat? Sorry if you've explained this already. Mark, it's all right. YourGuitarSage.com/live is where my live events are. That's where you want to sign up there in order to win this. Now, we haven't put anything out there to actually win this yet, because we have stuff that we got to work on in order to put that up. It doesn't, you know, obviously it's not just I think it and it's up there. We got to do that. So it's not up there right now, but if you go to YourGuitarSage.com/live, we do have a sign up for you to be informed about live broadcasts as they come up. That's where you want to start. Then we send an email out, and we also post on Facebook and YouTube usually and all my social, and there'll be information there, okay? But you want to make sure you know it somewhere if you want the guitar, right? Cool, bumping over to YouTube. I'm in the big course, thanks to the sale a few weeks ago. Nice, we did a big blowout sale a few weeks ago. Hey, what are you saying? Papa Stash, look folks, Papa Stash is joining us on YouTube. What's up, brother? Haha, that's the C chord melody, sounded like Bob Seger. Yeah, indeed, like what Papa's saying there. It's like these chord melodies and these, you know, it's like they're universal. They're just like, you play them and you'll be like, wow, that sounds great. It sounds like blank, you know. But really, it's the major scale, and you can't get away from the major scale. Since you were a baby and you were hearing melodies and lullabies and advertisements and everything, it's so ingrained into your brain, it's not going away, okay? So these melodies are just, they're over and over again, right? They're like in everything. It's also, yeah, Bob Seger tunes, like I know the one, Night Moves, isn't it? But then also, I played that earlier, right? Dust in the Wind. Same bit there, right? Doug is saying, I'm in the big course thanks to this sale a few weeks ago. Where can I enter to get the Strat? YourGuitarSage.com/live. Now, we don't have the link up yet to direct you to where you can sign up for it, but it will be up in... it'll be in just sign up at YourGuitarSage.com/live and it'll happen. You'll get an email and all that good stuff. Okay? Okay, enough Your Guitar Sage. I'm going to go watch cats jumping around. I love you, Eric. Thanks so much. Larissa, that's sweet. Yes. I saw another question there. I thought, oh yeah, here we go. Okay, what the style that you love to play? Blues, rock, sorry for my English. Your English is better than most Americans on YouTube, so there's no need to apologize, Hitor. I apologize for my mispronouncing your name. So blues. I love blues, and I love rock, and I love metal. I love rock. Rock is like my favorite right now. Bluesy rock too is fun. Love that stuff. Eat it up. Eat it up. Right. Bump into Facebook here. My creations never sound as good as yours. Gary, that's a mental thing. I say it all the time too, but number one, that's subjective. You know, art is subjective, so one person will like what you do more than what I do, and vice versa. But just play it confidently, and you know, it's because it's not magical. It doesn't feel magical coming out of your fingers, but I promise you it is. I go through this all the time. When I'm playing guitar, I just think sometimes it's so boring because I'm trying to wow myself, and that's hard to do unless you're just pounding it all the time, just constantly pushing that envelope. It's hard to do that, you know. So with that being said, you know, nothing that one plays or writes themselves typically will move them like somebody else's songs will. I've run into that all the time, you know. Do I ever get together with other big name YouTube cats like Philip McKnight? I don't know Philip McKnight. I don't know who that is. But oh, look at this. Lewis, Erich, and Philip are my main two go-tos. Well, I'll have to check it out. I'll have to check him out, Philip McKnight. You know, Brett Papa, who just joined us on YouTube. If you haven't checked his stuff out, Papa Stash 102, beast mode. Guy is, especially for stuff like country rock, even some Hendrix stuff. He is a ninja for noodling and knowing how to work through chords and stuff like that. Really great lead player and just overall great guy. So check him out, Papa Stash 102. Billy Gibbons is the bomb. I love that Les Paul tone. I agree, my friend. All right, I'm gonna take one more question on YouTube, and then I gotta eat some. I'm hungry. How many folks we got here on YouTube? Okay, 91. So a few folks are falling off. You guys are probably grabbing lunch yourself, and so I don't want to wear out my welcome here. All right, so a couple questions here on YouTube, and then we're gonna head. Okay, who are some of my favorite blues guitar players? Stevie Ray Vaughan. Without a shadow of a doubt, Stevie Ray Vaughan, obviously, right? Yngwie Malmsteen is a beast of a blues player. He's not like a true blues player. I mean, he can go into that mode. He just plays so fast, but oh my God, he's absolutely amazing playing the blues. I mean, he does mainly neoclassical, but type in Yngwie, which is Y-N-G-W-I-E, blues. Watch some videos of him doing that. He's a freak of nature. Okay. Thought you looked a little pale. No passing out. Yeah, probably because all the blood I lost 2 days ago from falling down on my one wheel. That's probably why I look so pale. Yeah, I need to eat. Here I go. How often do I live stream? Oh, that's right. Thank you for reminding me. Really quickly, friends, we're going to try to live stream every Thursday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. So figure out your clock. If you don't understand time ratios and time zones, there are clocks on the internet that you can go and you can type in your time zone and say, okay, well, what time is this for me? We're 11 a.m. Chicago time, Central Time, CDT, or CST, Central, I don't know. It's Central Time Zone. Chicago, we're in Nashville, so just figure that out if you're in a different place in the world, okay? So we're going to try to do this every single Thursday now, and even some other ones that are impromptu. But guess what, Tiffany? They'll be recorded, okay? So don't worry about it. And I'd love to start doing some stuff at night too, but we're gonna do this, okay? Israel, no, we didn't just start. We're just ending, but you can watch this again. Folks, last call for a couple things. If you share this, I'm going to be picking a winner after the broadcast that I'm going to be signing and mailing this DVD is going to blow your mind. I'm not joking. It's the Nashville number system, super pro deal. I only have like a few of these left, and I'm not going to probably print them up again, just because I like doing stuff online. But I do have a few of these, and I'm going to be giving one of these away and one of my CD. I'm going to be signing those and sending those out to you. So that's number one. Number two, November 11th, I'll be giving my Strat away, my personal Strat. It is a custom shop 50s classic. I even replaced some pickups in here with some better pickups. It's all set up by my guitar guru, Greg Ellis, who's a beast. He works on all my amps, all my guitars, all my pedals, all that stuff. And I'm going to be giving this away on November the 11th. I didn't realize it was a custom shop until I looked at this at the beginning of the broadcast, but I guess I'm committed now. So I'm giving away my custom shop Strat. Jeez. Okay, I'm going to be giving that away along with thousands of dollars worth of great stuff on November the 11th. If you want to know about that stuff, go to YourGuitarSage.com/live. Okay. Also, last thing, if you have not already, I'm going to have Chris put this on the screen one more time. YourGuitarSage.com/30. If you have not watched this course and you play guitar, you're cheating yourself. End of the story. You're cheating yourself. You need these 30 lessons, and I'm giving them to you for free. I'm not getting anything out of them. I'm giving them to you. I'm handing them to you. Otherwise, come to Nashville and say, teach me how to play guitar, Eric. I'll do it. The time that it will take to teach you those 30 lessons will cost well over $1,000, and you'll have to travel to Nashville. Otherwise, click on that link, get the same exact course for free in the same exact studio. What? Yes. Okay. Friends, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me today. We had some killer questions, great response today, great people coming out, and you guys are hanging in there. So love you guys. Fantastic. I'm out of here. See ya.